Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
Provoking racial rifts, some arguing President Trump is dividing the nation on the subject of race after insulting NFL players who take a knee in protest of racial injustice during the national anthem.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field?
How players, teams, and owners are responding. Plus, a woman turns herself in after a bicyclist is hit and killed overnight in Clinton Township, where the investigation stands at this hour. Plus, summer in September, rising temperatures giving us record heat. And that does top our news at noon. Thank you so much for joining us. Right now, several schools all across the Metro Detroit area will either be closed or are closing classes early today. The high temperatures are expected to soar into the upper 90s, I should say upper 80s, feeling more like 90s with that humidity factored in. Detroit Public Schools, also Ecorse Public Schools, Hamtramck Public Schools, and the Pontiac School District are all impacted. Many of these schools do not have heat, so they're canceling classes for the afternoon. A full list of the afternoon closures and times can be found on our website at clickondetroit.com. In the meantime, let's get over to Brandon and talk about just how warm we're going to get today and how long this heat wave is going to continue.
You weren't wrong about the upper 90s. You know,
it's going to feel that way.
It is going to feel that way. We're going to be near record temperatures. This is 4 days in a row now. We tied a record yesterday, broke a record Saturday. Friday it was close. So several days now of dealing with this. Make sure we're checking on our neighbors and staying hydrated, making sure we're doing all the right things. It's just a long stretch this time of year, and it can have an impact on your body, especially in classrooms without air conditioning. But 85 degrees at noontime with a heat index that's even warmer than that. Take a look at some of these numbers. We have 88 degrees at Metro Airport. 89 is what it feels like right now in Monroe. So you can add a few degrees on top of whatever the thermometer reads. As we look ahead, we see not only temperatures in that 90-degree range, an isolated pop-up or two possible with the heat of the afternoon, especially along and north of M59. I think this will be a very rare case, but upper 80s to near 90, feeling more at least, Rhonda, like mid-90s, and it will continue for at least another day. We can give you everything you need to know, the local forecasters app with those temperatures and any chances for showers. Great radar, everything right there in the palm of your hand. The local forecasters app is free in your app store under WDIV.
Brandon, thank you. We have breaking news just into our newsroom. North Korea's foreign minister calls President Trump's latest statement a, quote, declaration of war against his country as tensions continue to rise between the nations. In a speech made Friday, President Trump vowed to totally destroy the country in a show of force to North Korea over the weekend. U.S. bombers and fighter jets flew near North Korea's coast. And this is the closest that any U.S. aircraft has flown to North Korea in the 21st century. Here at home, an update to a story that we've been following all morning long. A woman, a driver, turned herself in, claiming to be the person responsible for hitting and killing a woman in her 40s in Clinton Township. As you take a look at video from the scene earlier this morning, Nick Monticelli has been following the story since it first broke and has details on this new development. Nick, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is anything but an open and shut case. Detectives still have a lot of work to do, but as you mentioned, somebody has walked in and said they are the ones responsible. Take a look at this video. This hit and run happened again at the intersection of 16 and Gratiot at 10 o'clock last night. Now, the woman, 40 years old, on a bicycle, hit as she was trying to cross Metro Parkway there again at Gratiot. You can see the bicycle there. Police moving it around, doing a lot of work collecting evidence, and they were out there for hours. In fact, nearly 6 hours, gathering as much evidence as they possibly could because they thought they were going to have to work extremely hard to track down the driver, whoever hit this woman, 40 years old, in her 40s anyway, and then left her for dead. The good news is that this person, driver, walked into the Clinton Township Police Department at about 7:30 this morning and said that they are the ones responsible. Detectives talked to her, took her vehicle and impounded it, and then released her, saying that they have more to do in the investigation. So right now we are waiting to see what is next, whether there's evidence that has to be matched up or some kind of more questioning with this driver. But as of right now, the driver who said she's responsible turned herself in. She was released back outside. We'll have to wait and see what's next for Clinton Township PD. I'm Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
All right, Nick, thank you. Detroit police are currently investigating the shooting death of a man this morning on the city's west side. Officers were called to the scene on Ohio Street. This is in the Curtis and Wyoming area, and found a man who had been shot several times. Police are telling Local 4 that the victim was 32 years of age. His name has not yet been released. Investigators are working to learn what may have led up to this fatal shooting. And there was a court appearance today for the Detroit man arrested here after leading police in a long chase that ended as he jumped on vehicles right on a freeway. 22-year-old Duron Sherrard waived his preliminary examination hearing and will head to trial. Prosecutors today added several additional charges to the counts of fleeing from police and resisting arrest. Sherrard is also suspected in an earlier shooting in southwest Detroit that same day. He's due back in court a week from today. Disgraced former New York Congressman Anthony Weiner was sentenced to federal prison this morning. Weiner pleaded guilty to charges of sending obscene material to a 15-year-old girl. That act and previous incidents of sexting cost him his seat in Congress and derailed his campaign for mayor of New York. A judge today sentenced Weiner to 21 months in prison. And now to the latest out of Washington. As the battle for health care continues, the Republican bill to replace Obamacare seems all but dead in the water, dead in the Senate anyway. However, the chamber's Finance Committee is scheduled to hold a hearing on this today. GOP Senator Rand Paul is another blow to the party, still opposing the Republican health care bill despite the new revisions. Last week, Republicans lost Senator John McCain's support, leaving Republicans with little hope of repealing the Affordable Care Act. Also in Washington, the Trump administration has announced a new travel ban. His previous travel ban program is expiring. The new ban includes 5 nations on the former list and adds travel from North Korea and some travelers from Venezuela as well. The new plan takes effect October 18th and is indefinite in length. The president revealed his plan to reporters on Sunday evening.
Travel ban, have you made up your mind? Have you made up your mind?
The travel ban, the tougher, the better.
Critics of the new plan are weighing in. The American Civil Liberties Union used Twitter to register its protest, saying that despite adding new non-Muslim countries to the list, the plan is basically a revised ban on Muslim travel in the United States. President Donald Trump's criticism of players who protest during the national anthem sparked a mass increase in such activism, with about 200 NFL players sitting or kneeling, others raising their fists, and whole teams standing with locked arms to display unity. A few teams stayed off the field during the national anthem. Tonight, the NFL, the final game of Week 3, is in Arizona and has the Cowboys facing off against the Cardinals. Jay Gray explains what we might expect.
Hey there, we are just outside of University of Phoenix Stadium where the Cowboys and Cardinals will play later this evening. A lot of attention sure to be focused on what happens before kickoff in this game, just as it was over the weekend in the NFL. More than 200 players either taking a knee or locking arms. They were joined by some coaches and even some team owners. A show of unity after President Trump took a swipe at the league and some of those players who had been kneeling during the national anthem.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired.
A group of our family got attacked and called names and said they were unpatriotic and should be fired for what we feel is demonstrating our First Amendment right.
Of course, this all started last season when Colin Kaepernick, along with a handful of players, took a knee. They said they were doing that to bring attention to racial inequalities and police brutality. 6 players last weekend took part in protests during the anthem. More than 200 were a part of protest yesterday. We wait to see what the Cowboys and Cardinals will do before their kickoff here a bit later this evening. That is the latest from Arizona. I'm Jay Gray. Now back to you.
All right, Jay, thank you. Michigan drivers are feeling less pain at the pump this Monday as gas prices continue their downward trend. AAA Michigan reports the average price for gas statewide is $2.41 per gallon, and that actually is down 12 cents from a week ago, but is still well above the $2.18 we were paying 1 year ago today. Still to come, why the German election is bringing back memories of tumultuous history. We'll have more on that after the break.
We never need.
Welcome back, everybody. The man arrested after a deadly shooting on Sunday at a church in Tennessee is now facing murder charges. Police say that 25-year-old Emmanuel Sampson shot and killed a woman outside the Burnett Chapel Church of Christ and then shot and wounded 6 more people before a church usher subdued him. Sampson is a legal U.S. resident that came to the United States from Sudan as a child. Police have not yet reported a possible motive for that shooting. And we are continuing to follow the developing story of the recovery efforts in hurricane-ravaged Puerto Rico. Rescue teams are now making their way to communities in the interior of the island cut off since Hurricane Maria cut off communication and transportation to the entire island. Dams that have developed cracks continue to hold, sparing towns from major flooding. And across the island, residents are searching for cell phone service to make contact with relatives to tell them they survived the hurricane. And search and rescue operations continue in Mexico following that deadly earthquake there last Tuesday. A desperate mission is now underway, and officials are looking for survivors who may be trapped under rubble and still inside of buildings. Across the country, the death toll stands now at nearly 300 people, and over 60 buildings have collapsed or are severely impacted. Germany's latest election is now over, and while some expectations were met, there were some surprises as well. It was no surprise that conservative Chancellor Angela Merkel won her 4th term in office. However, her bloc won a smaller percentage of seats in parliament, reaching its lowest level since just after World War II. The big surprise was the rise of the National Party, called Alternative for Germany, which won 13% of the vote. That party is anti-immigrant and anti-European Union. Critics say the party's policies are reminiscent of the Nazi Party. So to come here on Local 4 News at noon, making moves, Target makes a big decision that is impacting employees in a good way. And Brandon has another look at this hot, steamy forecast.
All 4 zones in the middle 80s and muggy. You can kind of see the haze out there. We're going to break down the cold front that changes everything, sets us back to fall next.
Baby Maverick, tiny and fighting for his life. Outside of the ICU, another battle is brewing, a custody battle.
I'm here to get my baby, I want my baby back.
The mother wants her baby, so does the father, but an adoption agency says mom gave up her rights.
She's a 17-year-old girl, they exploited her. They took advantage of her because they wanted her baby.
Baby Maverick fighting for survival. The mother, father, and adoption agency all fighting for custody. The defenders tonight at 11.
Welcome back, everybody. Even for those summer-loving folks that love hot weather, even when it starts to feel like the mid-90s and humid, it's a little oppressive.
I had conversations with enough people yesterday who said, "Oh, this is great," and I said, "Really?" And they said, "No, not really." I just felt like I had to say that. What are we going to do? Complain when we know in a few weeks, Rhonda?
Can't complain.
It's probably going to snow, so we'll take it, but it's difficult to be comfortable, to stay comfortable if you have to be outside, even getting in and out of the car. All right, enough whining for me. 85 degrees, humidity's near 60%, so the feels like, or heat index number, 88. 89, the air temperature, will feel like low 90s later this afternoon. The record today, 93. Not a good chance of hitting that, but could be in the neighborhood, especially in some of your neighborhoods away from the big lakes. Still have these south-southeast winds that do just enough to keep the coastlines or areas along the Detroit River and the big lakes on the east side a little bit cooler. Isolated shower chance in the peak heat of the afternoon, mainly across northern Livingston, Oakland, Macomb counties and into the Thumb, but it'll be very isolated. Overnight 67 degrees and a little haze or patchy fog again for you tomorrow morning. We are still sort of waiting on this change. When does it come? Not tomorrow. We're seeing some clouds coming in today from Maria down here off the coastal Carolinas, but this cold front will be a game changer for our temperatures, also a steering mechanism for Maria and Lee, a couple of Category 1 hurricanes. But again, our cold front doesn't come through until late tomorrow night, early Wednesday, so we have another scorcher tomorrow. In the meantime, there's a look at Maria, Category 1. There's Lee. This thing is going to head east, or west rather, and then sort of head up to the north. Not an impact on Bermuda or really anything but the shipping lane. While Maria here over the next 24 hours still going to cause some rip currents and some storm surge perhaps in the Outer Banks, the coastal Carolinas here, Category 1 into tomorrow, and then a tropical storm after that heading out to sea because of our cold front. Again, that's not until late tomorrow, so a pop-up shower here on the model for 4:30, mainly north of town, and again, it'll be very isolated. Tomorrow, we're going to be near record highs once again. Wednesday, although we're down to 80, still have temperatures about 10 degrees above average. We should be around 70, so we're still on the warmer side, and maybe with that cold front, a midday shower. Real spotty, though. Don't worry too much about it. Thursday, can we feel the difference? Upper 60s Thursday through the weekend, and probably get a couple of midday showers on Friday. Rhonda?
Of course, we'll have a 20-degree temperature drop right in the middle of the week. Thank you, Brandon. So good news today for thousands of Target employees across the country. The retail giant announced that it is raising its minimum hourly wage for its workers to $11 per hour starting next month, and plans to raise it again to $15 per hour by the end of 2020. Target hopes that the raise will help the company recruit and retain top quality staff and provide a better shopping experience for its customers. So to come here on your Monday, the Aurora Borealis like you've never seen it, the video that you don't want to miss right after the break. Well, you may have seen the northern lights in person, like meteorologist Brandon Rue, or video of the phenomenon.
But you've probably never seen it like this from the vantage point of the International Space Station.
Wow.
How about that? The Space Station moving west to east last Friday night across Canada, showing the Aurora Borealis as it appeared in the skies from northern California to areas north of North Dakota.
It's quite a view. The show is created by electrons from the Earth's magnetic field colliding with neutral atoms in the upper atmosphere, and the aurora fades as the space station approaches sunrise near Quebec. Pretty amazing.
It's not easy to forecast, but you look for solar flares and things like that, a little extra energy into the atmosphere, and sometimes we can tell when it's a good opportunity for those mainly north or in Greenland to see them.
Not around here, unfortunately.
It's hard, but occasionally.
Well, anyway, we have temperatures probably warmer than Arizona right now.
We do.
It's not bad. Thanks for being with us, everybody, for Local 4 News at noon. We hope you have a good afternoon. Try and stay cool.